And on a Sunday, my ticket is a one-way. I'm about to play in the sky. I always knew you'd make it one day. Today was such a fun day. And I think I'm the first. I got out, free fly, just the sky and the love.
Yeah. Welcome back to WazzyCircus Radio, a show where I sit down with some of the most amazing people that I've met in over a decade of professional skydiving. Nailed it. My guest today is a veteran of the Iraq Wars. He's a professional skydiver, a successful entrepreneur, my friend and teammate, Greg Levin.
How we doing?
What's up, dog?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? So, veteran of the Gulf Wars.
Those Gulf Wars.
So, so the second one was Iraqi freedom.
Second one was Iraqi freedom.
The first time we went in and locked them up, and then we had to go back and free them.
First one was Iraq invaded Kuwait.
Yeah,
right?
that's...
And then the second one,
right?
Wasn't that what it was, I think?
I think so.
I don't know, I was too young.
Well, 9/11 started which Gulf War? Were the Gulf Wars already going on?
Well, so the Gulf War is just the area that it took place, right?
Yeah.
So the Gulf War I was in 93 or 2 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Iraq invaded Kuwait, I think it was. I don't know what it was. I can't remember.
Okay.
And then from there, the second one was after 9/11, went into Iraq looking for Saddam and weapons of mass destruction.
Right. Boom. And that's when you went.
Years later, but yeah.
Okay.
That was my
Right, that was everybody's introduction,
right?
Kind of into war.
Exactly.
We were just saying it was the first televised war.
The first one was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, I mean, you watched all the missiles coming in and all that was crazy.
Yeah, and the night vision and shit, that was like, that was wild.
Yeah, the second one, when I was there, man, we had journalists embedded with our unit. I mean, it was just a normal thing, you know?
Right. So action?
A little bit, not much. I was there more towards the the winding down of it.
Okay.
So I was in Missoula in 2009. I mean, we were kind of just doing cleanup a little bit, but yeah, you know, kicking indoors and dismounted patrols, that kind of stuff.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
I was asking if you missed the military or not.
I miss being deployed.
I hear that. I mean, I can see that. That would be.
It's a crazy.
Fucking almost. I never got to do it, but it sounds amazing. Like going out with a group of guys with a fucking mission, and you guys are. You feel like you're the right, and you're just ready to go, and like it's a righteous journey.
I think I told you the other day. There's no crazier feeling than kicking in a door and having absolutely zero idea what's on the other side of that door. You know, I mean, it's like as soon as that door opens, it's just like go. It's pretty crazy.
So how do you adapt?
Coming back or being over there?
No, being over there is like a fucking video game for your life. So you adapt pretty quick.
Being over there, I mean, it took a good month before it was like, okay, not even. You get off the plane, you hear gunfire, and
it's that quick.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Granted, it was the test fire pit when I got off, and everyone, you know, go out before you go out the gate. You got to make sure everything's working properly.
Right, but still, you step off, and you're like, it's war.
You step off, and your pucker factor, as we would call it, gets real tight.
Now, did you guys fly into like a FOB, a front operating base, or were
forward operating base? Yeah.
Forward.
So we staged in Kuwait for I think it was 2 or 3 weeks, just getting everything ready, gear checks, all that, making sure we have everything, and then from Kuwait we flew into Missoula on a C-17, I think it was, or C-130, one or the other.
Cocktail service, fluffy seats, pillows and shit.
Ding!
If you guys are familiar, they're strapped to some metal fucking seats to the side of the plane.
Well, no. So they actually have airline seats in those things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's the coach seats. And you've got 200 pounds. You have all your shit. I mean, you got a weapon, your vest, your helmet, and then you have everything you brought in. Clothes, gear. I mean, everything is sitting on your lap. So you're sitting there next to 5 other guys with 300 pounds of shit on top of you, and everyone is. And it's like, if you're uncomfortable, you just deal with it.
And how long was that flight? Do you even remember?
I don't know. It probably felt like 10 hours. It was probably like, I don't even know, 30 minutes. I don't know.
How old were you when you stepped on foreign soil as a soldier?
2009, so I think it was 22, 23, something like that.
22, 23-year-old man with a rifle in his hand.
Yeah. Yep, and a bunch of idiots sitting next to me.
Yeah. Is that you, dude? Included. Is that you?
That's me.
Oh, no way. You look like a jock.
That's basic training. that was, I mean, even before that was maybe a month and a half, 2 months into.
Young Greg.
Yeah, man. Best shape of my life.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I know it.
Yep. I weighed the same and had like zero body fat. It was crazy.
Man, that's pretty badass. Do you keep up with anybody from your crew?
A little bit here and there. They're actually trying to get together in October, end of October. Do like a fishing trip or something with all the old guys. Don't think I can make it, unfortunately, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, post-military, like, there's your boys. Is that your what?
Oh yeah. So that was in the thick of it. That was so we were talking about you go into a FOB, right? A forward operating base.
Right.
So that's a COP. You go from the FOB into these little outposts in the city. It's a command outpost.
Okay.
That thing holds maybe 50 people. And we were actually trying to get sponsored by Under Armour in that picture. Right. Everyone's rocking like their Under Armour, tight shirts and whatnot. But yeah, that was probably the best shape of my life. 2 of those guys are in special forces now. Most of them are still in the military.
Everybody made it out?
Mm-hmm. From where I was stationed, but not my entire unit. We lost 4 guys.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But
so the cop stations, is that like just like were you guys trying to do community building?
Yeah, all the above. I mean, that's where we would start at the FOB. FOB holds a couple thousand people, right? The COP, which we would go out to for 9-day rotations at a time, that would hold 50, and we'd get food and supplies delivered to us from there. And then from there, we would stage getting our MRAPs, which are those beefed up freaking. Like they almost look like dump trucks with the armor and everything on them. And then we'd go patrol the cities. And
MRAP.
Okay. Mine repellent armored personnel carrier, something like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And they would put IUDs in the city too?
Oh, everywhere. Oh my God, everywhere. Man, they
just blow up their own fucking people.
Yeah. The first time I was scared for my life in Iraq was we were at the COP where that picture was. And I'm sitting on the computer, and I think Facebook had like just started getting big, and so I remember I'm setting up my profile and all that, and I just hear this explosion go off. But it wasn't just a hear; like everything shook. The computer fell off the desk, books, TV, everything. And I stand up, and I'm just like almost like blacked out. Like what the fuck?
Were your ears ringing and all that shit?
Everything,
or was it everything.
And my commander comes from around the corner, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Blah blah 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 blah." And I'm like, and I run out the door and go into a duck and cover, like a little bunker. And I'm in there and I'm looking around and I'm like, why is everyone just sitting here playing dominoes and shit? Like, what the fuck? And I realized what he said was, don't worry, it was a controlled detonation, meaning we had our guys come out and blow it. So they put an IED right in the driveway to get out of the COP. So if we had left on mission, boom. And
was it in a car?
No, they buried it overnight. Our guards didn't see it, nothing. They just dug a giant ass hole and put some big 155 round, which is, imagine a bullet about 100 pounds, 98 pounds. And left it there for us to trigger.
Jesus.
So yeah, that shit was crazy. But yeah, that was the first time I was ever like.
Right. Have you ever been under fire?
Mm-hmm. I've been shot at a couple times.
How close have they come?
So I was in one of the top of those MRAPs right on the turret.
Okay.
And we just hear a ping ping. And that was the first
man.
time I was ever shot at.
Jesus.
And I hear this tink tink, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And the truck behind me, he's like, Levin, you need to get down. We got shots fired 3 o'clock high.
At you, son.
Yeah. And
shit.
When we got back from mission, we see these 2 little, they were probably shooting 7.62, which is a large round, but not when you got steel plates. But we see those little.
AK?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We see these 2 little nick marks that are like 6-8 inches higher. That would have been my head. It's like.
Or your chest, or your fucking. You had body armor on.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still pretty exposed.
So why would you even be out there?
Our mission,
No, on the turret. I'm sure you had a mission, but why would you be exposed?
So the turrets. I mean, your main reason to be out there is you're scanning the areas. These trucks. When you're inside of them, you don't have a good field of view.
Right. Can you just put some GoPros out there and fuck them up?
Yeah, maybe nowadays, probably.
So like some heat sensing.
09, I don't even think GoPro was going then.
Oh, fuck. So you're like up there scanning and looking.
Yeah.
So
And
you're exposed.
we're down, but I'm behind like a big 50 cal machine gun, and we got glass, bulletproof glass here and there, and we're scanning. But it's dark as shit outside, and night vision doesn't always work, and
Oh fuck.
So yeah, that was. I remember just ting ting. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Oh Jesus Christ, man.
So, but I wouldn't give that up for everything.
I know. It's like the real life
Call
of Duty.
Fucking experience, man.
Yeah, I say it all the time. I'm envious that I didn't do it. I'm too old now.
I think I'm too old now.
Want my kids to become controllers in the Air Force would be a cool goal.
TAC Ps or something. Yeah, these guys are crazy.
They're badass.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Wild Boys Instagram. You can find them cats. So you get out of the military. You're what, 27 now at that point, 26?
25, 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around there. 2011. Yeah.
2011. What'd you do?
Got out of the military, went home for a month, came back to Austin, and never left Austin.
So home is Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Yep. Murder land.
Murder land, son. I got a buddy named Klein Green, Tex. Shout out to Tex. Man, he told me some crazy stories about Baltimore. Yeah. Yo, Baltimore, son, you know, you don't fuck around. You don't fuck around. How was that?
It's you know, I lived in the county. I grew up in the county.
Is it still a high African-American population in the county, or?
Not as much. I mean, it's there. You know, it's not as much, but.
I know downtown's like, what's the deal?
Yeah. I mean, there's parts of downtown, Pennsylvania Avenue, right near the subway. I wouldn't get off that station. I wouldn't get out of that station if I had full body armor in my M4.
Really?
Oh my God. If you're white and you get off on that station, you'll get arrested for being white.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck are you doing out here? You're buying drugs. You're going to jail.
Oh, wow.
They don't even fuck around.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
What a way of life that's. You know.
Yeah, but the city's also fucking cool. There's some spots in that city, the Inner Harbor and Federal Hill, all that. It's really nice. I lived down in the city for 2 years.
Isn't the first 48 filmed there?
I'm sure parts of it. I don't know. Yeah.
Fuck that.
But
shout out to Baltimore. When did you start jumping, man? In Austin?
Austin, yeah. I moved.
How'd you get to Austin, man? So you just left Baltimore to Austin?
I was at Fort Hood, which is an hour and a half north of Austin.
Is that Waco?
Before Waco.
Okay.
So yeah,
we fly a lot of people
like
from
Killeen, Temple kind of area.
Right on.
And yeah, I hated hanging out at the base.
Right.
I just all the hood rats, as we called them, all the trash, like just people. I wasn't the biggest fan of the people around there.
Okay.
So we'd go down to Austin all the time. Right. And started dating a chick down there, met a good group of friends, and when I got out of the military, I was like, well, I'm not going back to Baltimore. I've been there, done that,
Right.
So came out here and just kind of never looked back. It's like, I love this city.
Love this city.
Yeah. I miss the snow. I miss the beach. 2-3 hours away, but it's a fun city. It's a good spot.
Well, the beach is still 4 hours away.
On the Gulf.
Yeah.
That's
I know, but hey, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's body of water. It's awesome. Third coast is I don't know.
Third coast, baby.
So, but jumping, I started. You remember James England?
I love James.
Yeah, he and I are good friends. Became roommates, but he took me on my first tandem the day after the Halloween boogie, 2013.
2013. Look at you, clean face and shit.
Oh yeah. And
James was jumping in 2013. Yeah.
He had just gotten his TI rating then.
So I was here working at San Marcos then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I was doing tandems when you were learning, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah. I think the first conversation we ever had, I asked you about sit flying, and you're like, just point your nipples at the sky, man. That's it. You got it. like, all right. I jumped, and I'm like,
did it work?
I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Why not? But yeah, so he hit me up. I always wanted to jump just to try it out. And he hit me up the night of the Halloween boogie. I was drunk as hell on Rainy Street.
Okay.
And he hits me up at like 11:30 or 12, and he's like, hey, man, if you can be down here at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will take you on a tandem for free. I'm like, done. So we closed out the bar. I packed shit in my truck, drove down there, slept in the car.
Yeah, fuck yeah, you did.
Brian Ganoose was passed out in his trunk. Well, I say he was half of his body was in the trunk. The other half was laying on the floor in the parking lot.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, cool. I get in my car, still drunk. I think I got an hour of sleep. Wake up next morning and instantly just, all right, we're going. I'm like, cool, let's do this. So
yeah,
it was awesome.
Shout out to Brian. Brian's been on the show.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
I like
him. Yeah, same dude.
But, no. I'm sorry, not Brian Ganoose. What's this swoopers? Brian. He works at San Marcos now. Video, does tandems every once in a while. That's
not Tom.
No, it's Cora's boyfriend.
Yeah, it's Brian Janousis.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
Brian.
Yeah.
That's Brian.
Yeah. Crazy dude. Does a blind man like nobody's business.
Yeah, that's Brian.
Yeah.
Yo, so how'd you hear about skydiving? Through James, probably? Because by the time you went, James had 500-600 jumps, so he's been jumping for a little bit.
Right. Well, skydiving has always been a kind of a bucket list thing for me.
You couldn't try in the military?
Well, so when I was in Iraq, my truck, we hit a something, bomb, whatever, jacked up my back. And then on top of all that, all the gear and everything, I actually had to get back surgery when we got back in 2010. Because I had that back surgery, I couldn't go airborne.
So you've been blown up?
Kinda. It jolted the truck a little bit. Those trucks are fucking massive.
Right.
And so, it threw me in the turret. But I mean, it was nothing crazy. I didn't really realize it until we got back that I had like a herniated disc and whatever.
Wow.
And so my original goal for the military was go to Special Forces.
Right. Fuck yeah.
I was on track for it before we deployed. Started training for the Q course, which is like the 21-day qualification course to get into it. And then my first sergeant's like, hey, we got orders. You can't do that now. You got to come with us to go to Iraq. So, but yeah, so because of that back surgery, they're like, you can't go airborne, can't do Special Forces, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to get out. So it was always a bucket list thing. And then, I met James at work at a hospital when I was working at the South Austin Hospital.
What were you doing?
I was at first I was a telemetry technician. So I would literally watch the heart monitor on 60 patients to make sure they were, doing okay. Any weird stuff going on, I'd call down all that.
Right.
Pretty much in a room smaller than this studio with screens in front of me, and I just wanted to kill myself every day. It was a horrible, it's the most boring job.
That's what ATC is too. That's why they have a high suicide rate.
Yeah.
It's a smaller room, a lot of screens.
It's horrible, man.
Ugh.
But so I did that, and then I became tech in the ICU, which was really cool. I learned a lot of stuff.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, met James there, did a skydive. Actually, when I landed from my tandem skydive, they're like, "Are you going to do this again?" And I was like, "I want to drop out of school and do this every day." Lo and behold, it kind of happened.
Oh no,
Yeah.
It got you.
Yeah.
It got me too. So.
Thank you guys, because all my student loans that I got through the government, they went to skydiving.
I know they did. I know they did. You just wanted to be good. Everybody.
At that time, I just wanted my license and then a rig, and then I was like, okay, now I need to learn how to sit. And then,
So that first tandem, do you remember it? Do you remember that jump?
Looking back, I remember 20 minutes after, I was like, I have no idea what just happened.
Right.
But yeah, looking back, I mean, I think I was still drunk when we did it, because drinking the night before. But yeah, we landed, and I remember in free fall, I had to look back thinking about it, but in free fall, my hands were like this, and James had to peel my hands open, and it says, "Hi, Mom," that we wrote on the plane.
Awesome.
And so
that's dope.
Peeled them open, I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah, right on. Has skydiving changed you in any way?
Drastically.
The dude you were before?
Drastically, yeah.
Okay.
For the better, I think.
Right.
It's just a passion. It's something I tried once, ran with it, and just fell in love with it.
Right.
I want to do everything skydiving now. I mean, I watched a video the other day of people doing a slip and slide out of the back of a C-130, and I'm like, I want to.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I want to do that. Yeah.
All of that. So everything is kind of based around skydiving in my life, actually. So.
Yeah, it kind of engulfs you. That's the way it goes.
It's a lifestyle for sure.
So did you sign up for AFF immediately, or did it take you time to think it over?
Same day.
You signed up for AFF the same day?
I landed same day. FJC, first jump course, was the next weekend. Did that. And then being November, December, winter months, it took
a while.
4 months to get my license.
Your A license?
A license.
You got it in 4 months during the winter? You were jumping your ass off.
Oh, dude, in between class, I would go down there and hang out. And if I could jump, great. If not, I'd go back and
Yeah,
class,
that's tough to do.
So I thought it took a long time, because winds and all that.
It took me a year, I think.
Did you A license?
Well, no more. I don't know how long it took to get my A.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get my A license.
Did it? Yeah.
Yeah, because we go out every weekend and we'd only be able to jump Sunday night. We'd be out there all day Saturday, tandem drop zone. Can't jump at night. The winds would pick up.
Right.
Try to get on the first load in the morning. Can't do that. Stay there all day. Sunday night, you get a load.
Yeah.
That was every fucking weekend.
I turned into a drop zone junkie. I wasn't even a skydiver yet.
Yeah.
I was there all the time. Yeah.
It's the place to be, man.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Fun.
It's good stuff. It's good people.
Yeah. Good people.
So you went through AFF. Did you breeze through? Because this is before you had any tunnel time. Is that correct?
So no. You know what? It took me longer to get my A license. Thinking back, I think to get off coach jumps, it was like 4 months. So I did my first jump I think it was beginning of December. Landed a mile off. got called Cow Patty because I landed in a cow pasture by DC.
Yeah.
Second
Shout
jump
out
I
to Don
did,
Cameron.
right?
Yeah.
Second jump I did, I sprained my ankle. They said it probably would have healed better if it broke. So I was, and I
Where were you
St.
at?
Marcus.
But where on the landing area were you when you landed? You fucked your ankle up.
end of the runway down by that dead tree.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Man.
I flared early, and I hear like hold it, and then the AFFI said something else, and I'm like, oh, flare, okay, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm too high, and let back up.
Oh Jesus.
Drop 30 feet, jack my ankle up. Never do that again, right?
Never do that again.
But yeah, so I was out for 6 weeks, and before I jumped back into the air, James brought me up to the tunnel, and I flew with Ivan.
Okay.
For 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
How did you feel about that?
I don't remember most of it, to be honest. It was a while ago, but got in there, just did turns, nice and relaxed and easy, and so, and that actually helped start the tunnel stuff as well for me.
Right.
Because I realized like, I just knocked out 4 jumps and did this super quick, and
Yeah.
it's like, why not use that tunnel? So,
Right not. And then the addiction formed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, before I started working at iFLY, I think I spent like $4,000 there. Just
A lot of people do.
Yeah, getting up to sit flying and all that, and
Yep.
then
Can't beat them, join them.
exactly right. Can't afford it, join them.
Join them, yeah. It's what I did.
Yep.
Yeah. So now, AFFI.
AFFI, trainer in the tunnel.
Trainer.
Got that T.5.
That T. 2.5.
T1.
How was your AFF instructor course?
Good.
I know you had to breeze through it.
Well, yes and no. The jumps were, it wasn't anything crazy for me. The hardest part was that I think at that time, I had kind of fallen off a little bit. Just money at iFLY was going slow, and so not jumping as much. So I went from like 1 jump a month to 9 jumps in a day.
Yeah.
And so by 7 or 8, I'm like exhausted.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But I had Michael. I feel bad. Sorry, I can't remember your last name at the moment.
Bruner?
What?
John Michael?
No. Michael. He was the AFF examiner.
Okay.
He's got a great program. He's been doing it at St. Marcus for years.
Okay.
Man, he is the best, worst flyer I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, really? He got it down. Yeah.
and
it's hard. No, it's hard.
It is, and I mean, I can fly my ass off in the tunnel. Not to boast or brag, but I can hold my own. And so the flying wasn't the hardest part, but it was just you're on your back. Okay, like I'm thinking, all right, well, I'm just gonna bust a fucking layout and flip this. But he's like, no, I want you to roll over, stop the,
you gotta do it right.
That, and it was just,
I'm just gonna lay it out.
He said,
you're back. Woo! I mean, dude, I wonder if that would work.
I asked him.
We do it in the tunnel. I'm sure it'd work on a student.
I asked him, and he was like, I've seen it done. He was like, I would like you to do it this way, but he's like, remember, this is the course versus real life. If shit happens
all you
in
gotta
real
do
life,
is plank, come over.
that's it.
That's
or,
it.
I mean, bottom layout, whatever it is. But really good course, just super mentally taxing. He goes way above and beyond the bare minimum.
Good.
That's gonna bug the shit out of me. I can't remember his name, but yeah, the AFFI course was awesome. That was the lowest I'd pulled ever. I think. I mean, I was
it's a work jump.
in the basement every single time.
It's a work jump.
Yeah.
So other people in your course did not have tunnel time,
A little bit, but not much.
and they still fared well.
Yeah, no, they did really well. Mike did tell me, he was like, hey, on this one, this is what I'm gonna do. I want you to let her get to me first.
Yeah.
So he did have to tell me a couple times, like, hey, like I need her to do this as well. Because he'd start throwing a backslide on, and I'm just like side sliding and straighten him out. But so he did tell me a couple times, like, hey, I need Nicole to jump on this. So like back off a little bit. I'm like, yeah, got it. Like I'll watch you and give you hand signals and wait for her to get grips, and then I'll come in. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes me think, man. If we had, I'll probably just develop it, an AFFI program where we teach them grips on flying flyers and the drives and the manipulation, because you don't get to do that in AFF, really.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't really get to drill that in, or the manipulation of somebody else's body.
Yeah.
So you're kind of holding on for dear life and signals in AFF if you don't know how to do that.
Right. I mean, if you do, it takes years to do it.
It does take a long fucking time.
But I know the USPA is working on getting tunnel time and instructors getting like credits, if you will, towards their jumps and their jump numbers and their free fall time.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more of AFFI specific.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I mean, we do have like the San Marcos guys would come up every once in a while and we'd do like rollovers and stuff with them.
Yeah, we've done those trainings with them, which is pretty good.
Which I mean, it's exactly what you need. I mean, dude, a high flight is a fucking AFF jump. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like I remember out the door, my first AFF jump at San Marcos, I was with DC and I had the max grips, right? Like, if it goes to shit, he's letting go. And right out the door, this guy starts tumbling and he lets go and I just spun him. Yeah. I'm like, oh, fucking high flight.
Yeah, whoop.
And then I'm looking for DC and I'm like, oh, got to get big, stretch him out. You know?
But see, because, but you don't, if you don't fly people, you don't know you could do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we got to give them that.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to give people that skill. Because you're right. You got to, dude, that person's a wing. You can flap their body. You're going up. You can squeeze them together.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like if I need you to arch more and the hand signal ain't working, I'm going to scrunch your ass together. We're going to drop.
You're going to arch.
Or stand flight or knee flight, whatever.
Your legs are bent. I'm going to tilt your body forward till you get that shit right. So I'm not trying to work on you. I'm trying to do my swoops, son.
Right.
So this brings us to our new segment, party people. We get to do this every show now. I'm very excited. Big shout out to the guys at jointheteam.com. Team, I love skydiving. I love skydiving.org was the old one, but now it's called Join the Team. This is the Friday Freak Out.
I like this group, man. I love this.
Oh, that's the shit, man.
So, like,
I haven't really watched this one. I know it's fucked.
All right, hold on. I'm getting old. I got to put my prescriptions on.
Right on.
There we go.
So they're hanging outside. For people listening, they're hanging outside of a caravan. It's a three-way. They look like they're trying to launch a head-down exit, and they're fumbling on each other like it's a...
You saw the bag come out, yeah?
I didn't see the bag come out. Oh, it's a premature and somebody's gone. Yeah, so they're in the dryer, right? They get out of the plane. They're tumbling. Look, somebody's trying to go to their belly. Two people are trying to go to their heads.
And chest stress, man. I'm not a fan of that anymore.
Don't touch my shit, son.
Right
I like float. Out. Boom, the bag's out and the guy on the lower.
On his back. Two guys on top.
Two guys on top, bags out, and it's wrapping. Fuck you.
You know what I do that? Even if it's an AFF jump. Fuck you, see you later.
You signed the waiver, dude.
Right? You don't want to be around that.
Oh, man. So look at that shit. Do you think somebody would realize that there's an extra jumper on the fucking load now? And it's a bag.
Yeah. Because that probably only took 4 or 5 10.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck that.
So I wonder what it says on the description.
What was going on? How it came out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be the guy.
Do you think it was instant when they came out the door?
No, it looked like someone knocked it. It looked like someone maybe hit. And it doesn't look like a pilot chute out because I didn't see a pilot chute floating, right?
Right.
So it looked like someone just hit his bag hard as shit and popped a pin or something.
All right. What does that say?
Yeah, I'm blind. Hold on.
While climbing out of the plane, one of the skydivers rubs his rig against the door frame accidentally and pops the pin. Okay, they're not so smooth. On the exit or some shit. Yeah, so what I want people to take away from this video is, do not scrape your rig against the plane. Yeah. Man, when you're crawling out of that door, you need to hug the other side so your rig is clear, and don't let your friends touch your shit.
People get into a rush getting out the door too.
Well, they're panicking because there's people behind them screaming.
Go, but it's like at the same time.
Shut the fuck up. I paid for this jump.
Do what you got to do.
Yeah, man, get off my back, tandem guys.
Guys up in the front can't see what you're looking at.
They can't see shit. Hey, if somebody's yelling at you to get out, tell them to fuck themselves, unless you're hosing the whole plane.
Right.
It's your skydive, man. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with covering your hacky or your
way out for sure.
Yeah, covering your pilot chute as you crawl out, get set, and then take your other grip, man. Yeah. Be safe.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been dumb where you're trying. Like I was doing a tube exit. Which is they're fun. They're dumb as shit, but they're fun.
They're fun.
But I mean, I've definitely been that guy that just smacked his rig on the bar getting out, and it's like could have easily popped that pin out for sure.
Yes, and you get that pin out. And the pilot chute's still in. It's what they call the horseshoe. So now you're fucked. You got to reach back and dump your pilot chute. You just put yourself in a bad position. Gear check each other, people. Act like you love each other, man.
Definitely. At least pretend.
Yeah. So, snowboarding. Passion of mine. Passion of yours. What's your favorite place?
Oh man. Breckenridge is pretty freaking awesome. I love that mountain.
Yeah.
Growing up on the East Coast, we'd go out to. We would do go out western mountains, Rockies, hit those up, and we'd always go to Vail because my dad knows a buddy who gets us cheap ass tickets. Vail's a great mountain when they got snow. Their back bowls and everything are absolutely awesome. Fresh powder out there is just beautiful.
Vail.
But the past couple years, I've gone to Breck, and that mountain is just freaking awesome. It's not just the mountain; it's the atmosphere around it. You know?
Right. Are you using the Epic Mountain Pass, or are you just going by the day?
We would get like the 4-day pass and do it that way.
It's pretty rad. What is that, like $300-400 probably?
I think when I got it, because the earlier you get it is cheaper.
Right.
I think when I got it, it was like $450-ish, something like that.
Right.
But tickets a day out there, like
100 plus.
180.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like fucking stupid. Like
We're going this year. We're trying to figure it out. God, it's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do it, get the Epic Pass or like the 4-day pass. You know.
So would you ever live up there?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You lived in Colorado, didn't you?
I lived in Boulder, in Colorado for over a summer for like 3 months, something like that.
Okay, that's pretty rad. What were you doing, working or something?
Rock climbing.
Rock climbing.
That was like my thing when I at that time I think it was 18 or 19, something like that. And when I moved out there, man, every single day I was going up there. Man, I was doing dumb shit. Like I would go up and set up a top rope and belay myself as I'm climbing. So it's kind of lead climbing, but it's just dumb, unsafe.
Unsafe, huh?
But I had went on an 81-day backpacking, snowboarding, rock climbing trip. So and the guide was Jill Scott. She was like one of the best. She was the best female in the world, in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I mean, she taught us how to do everything very safe and all that. And so I took all that experience, did that in Colorado for 3 months, and man, it was a blast.
And why did it end?
I don't remember why I moved back. I think I was like, all right, well, this was a cool little adventure. I'm going back to Baltimore and, doing whatever. But, I mean, I still climbed up until I haven't been in the gym or on a wall in 3 years. But before that, before iFLY, I worked at Austin Rock Gym.
Oh,
So
wow. You were serious about climbing.
Yeah, I was on the wall 3 hours a day. It was awesome. So
the Coughlins are big rock climbers too, aren't they?
I think they were. I don't know if they still are. I know Sean and Liz were. Yeah, they were pretty big into it though, for sure. Yeah,
that's pretty rad. Only rock climbing I do is at Main Event, man.
It's a wall. That's
it's fun though, ain't it? Yeah.
So, but yeah, we used to do. There's trad climbing and sport. Sport is when you've got fixed anchors already, so you just go in and clip in.
Okay.
I did a lot of trad, which was you go up and you have these crampons, and you actually have to set your own anchors
with a hammer and shit. Tink, tink, tink.
No. That's actually sport. They go up there and they drill in and they set these anchors for you.
Okay.
Trad, they've got these cams that kind of, when you squeeze down on it, it gets small. You put it in a crack, let go, and it gets big.
And you trust that shit?
It took a long time to learn how to do it and do it correctly. I mean, I've been lead climbing and had one come out, which was the top anchor. And so instead of a 5 to 10 foot drop, it was like a 15 to 20.
And then the second one caught?
The second one caught, thank God.
But if it came out, you'd just tink,
keep going.
Tink, tink, tink.
Pray that something catches. But yeah, so I mean, you gotta think like when you're doing lead climbing like that, where you don't have a top rope.
Fuck that.
If you fall, if you go 5 feet above your last anchor, you're not falling 5 feet, you're falling 10.
10, yeah,
right? So,
right.
But yeah, it's cool. It is. It's just hanging on a wall and manipulating this device to anchor you in, and it can be nerve-wracking for sure. You got these ones, dude, they have ones that are like this big. This has your pinky that hold like 2,000 pounds. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
A little scary, but yeah, it's cool.
So we used to rock climb in Arizona. We used to climb walls, but they came straight out of the lake. And there's one called 5150 and one called Eagle's Nest, and you had to literally climb straight up this fucking wall, and then you get to jump.
Oh, okay.
So that's like the only rock climbing experience.
So like if you fall though, you like push off and right.
Push off.
Yeah.
There is no,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's pretty high, and I've jumped some crazy shit, but I've never liked being over a valley floor, I would say.
Right.
Because I've always been in a canyon. In Arizona, there's like Canyon Lake, dude. There's lots of canyons. There's pure water.
Right.
Tons of cliff jumping. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
God, we gotta go. We gotta take. All right. Yeah. So, valet trash.
Valet trash. National valet trash.
National valet trash.
Based
Picking
here in
up
Austin.
speed.
Yeah.
What possessed you to think that you could start a business?
Oh man. I think it was whiskey one day.
Yeah, buddy.
No, so my business partner, Mike Harrell,
Shout out to Mike Carell. Shout out to was it Printworks? What's this company?
Creation Station.
Creation Station. He made the banners for us here.
Got a print shop.
Creationstation.com if you want to hit up Mike Carell. All kind of printing, banners.
Very good entrepreneur.
Business cards. Oh yeah, Mike's the man. He's out there. His mind's working.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to get him on the show.
Sometimes I gotta tell him to slow down.
Yeah. Well, but he's down. He's like Ali Martin. You guys know Ali Martin.
He goes and goes and goes.
He goes
awesome.
and put it together for you. Have a website, business cards. You'll be official in 24 hours.
LLC the whole time, man.
You'll be done. You'll be like, what the fuck? I'm doing what?
Yep. But so James England and we used to work together at a hospital in a demolition and disposal company years ago. And I moved into an apartment that had valet trash, and I was like, man, this shit looks super easy. Like, they just go and pick up and put it on the on-site dumpster. Like, okay.
Right.
So he and I had this deal, and we started running with it, but nothing ever came of it. Like,
right. So this is so this has been in the back burner.
Yeah, for years, but it was just like it was an idea, and then it was like poof, gone, nothing.
Right.
I think we made flyers on our printer and cut them. It was like, okay, never did anything with it.
Right. Starting a business is difficult, buddy.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I'm learning that. I mean, this is still kind of new to me. But yeah, so Mike and I were out on his boat one day, and we're sipping on some whiskey and beer and whatever, and he was like, well, you ever want to start a business, let me know. And I just pitched it to him, and he was like, it's not going to go anywhere. And he's like,
did he really?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, like, valet trash, like, you're really going to make money. If you don't know anything about it, you're like, are you just going to make money?
Fucking brilliant.
Well, so he started looking into it. He went online and all that, and he was like, oh, shit, you actually might have something here, right?
Well, man, when we lived in an apartment, I'd have to put the trash on my car, like the hood of my car, and drive it to the dumpster. I'm not putting it on my seats.
I'm not putting it inside my car. It's going on, yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
so
go on the hood, drive it to the dumpster.
And I always thought, man, I wish I'd pay somebody a couple bucks just to grab this for me, son.
Yeah.
So, like, when you said that to me, I was like, no more trash hood trips, fucking winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, at a practical level, I think it's genius. And now you're expanding like a motherfucker. You're not going to be able to keep up with it.
August, we had 300% growth.
Hello, baby. And it all started up with you believed in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, at first it was, I really didn't know much about starting a business. I got with Mike. He's started 7, 8, 9 businesses.
And sold them. He's fine. Yeah.
He's done very well. Yeah. And so he kind of gave me this is what needs to happen. This is what we have to do. And so, when I wasn't at iFLY, I would be down at his shop at Creation Station and making cold calls. I got a list of all the apartment complexes in Austin. I'd call them, how many units you got? Do you have the service? This and that. Try and get the manager's email, which is like impossible to do. But yeah,
cold calling, baby.
Cold calling, which sucked. I mean,
but it's hard. It's business.
Yeah. But 4, 5, 6 hours on the phone, and then I'd be like, all right, I need a beer. Like this. So cold calling. Got a list of complexes and all that, and then we started driving around in the complexes. We'd go out like every Thursday, every Friday, drop off our information. Didn't really want to talk to anyone. More drop it off, get an email, that kind of thing. So we got a bunch of emails that way. Joined the Apartment Association of Austin. Beautiful. Did a little event that they had going on there, set up a booth and all that. Got some business cards, emails, all that kind of stuff. And from there, it's been tough. It was 5 months with nothing. Right. And then, we hit up this one person one day. They emailed us back. Almost lost the contract a day before we were going to start it. Pitched him. Mike went in there and saved the day, man. Pitched him
the 3 months of whatever.
Pitched him 3 months and discount and all that, and they decided to stay with us. And since then, we've gotten 2 of their other sister complexes.
Fucking beautiful.
We're trying to get 3 more of theirs. We got some. So stuff
how many no's before you got the 1 yeah?
Oh man.
No, because this is people need to know that that's how it is. Oh, God. You need 100 no's before you can get the yes.
At least. I mean, we sent out emails and phone calls and knocked on doors, and I mean, it's.
But you got that one.
200,
got that one.
And that one did huge.
And it's gone. Isn't that fucking awesome? Yeah. It's the desire. You got to put the desire and faith in the universe, and then it'll produce for you.
Not just that, but with us, our main objective is to exceed the expectation that we put out there. So we tell them, hey, we're going to pick up this many days a week, and we're not going to pick up this certain thing, and we'll pick up that. And, we take it all, and then they're like, hey, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Like, we got a complaint the other day, but we think this woman's crazy because you guys have been doing fantastic so
right,
far.
Right,
so,
right.
You know, and so you exceed that expectation that you put out there, and then they're like, well, these guys are legit.
Right.
Let me tell them, you know, let me tell my regional, and let me tell my other complexes.
Because that's one less thing they have to worry about. They got you in their pocket. They're like, yo, we got that covered. We can go on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, we
awesome.
offer a bunch of different services, so we try and keep it all in-house and at a discounted rate, and it kind of, you know, goes from there.
Nice, man.
So, yeah.
So, Mr. Levin, professional skydiver, iFLY trainer, successful entrepreneur that's growing a business.
Getting there.
Some of your buddies are getting out of the Army now.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to do you. They can't. Fuck.
They want to do me.
You know what I mean.
Yeah,
They want to be a professional skydiver that has their own business that flies in the tunnel and
Right.
great time hanging out on boats, drinking whiskey, coming up with business ideas.
Yeah.
What would you tell them? Because you know it's tough out there, man. People aren't living like us.
Do it.
Fucking do it.
That's the whole just do it now, you know, Colin Kaepernick. No, it's
Did you just take it to the Nike thing?
sorry, it just, you
That's
know,
all good.
it's the whiskey.
Yeah.
No, so I mean, if you got a dream, if there's something you want to do, you have to start and try and pursuing it, you know? You gotta, you know, have that idea and run with it, you know?
Yeah, man.
Takes a lot of sacrifice.
It does.
I work 16-hour days sometimes, most days, you know, but
Right.
long game, it's worth it. So
It's the reality of it.
run with it.
So, yo, tracking it in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that dope?
I love that. You made that into a painting, right?
Yeah, that's one of
that
the
the one?
paintings.
Yeah.
No, that's not the one, but that's the jump, I think.
Yeah.
Right there.
So much fun.
Yeah. Angle dives. What is your favorite discipline in the sky?
Angles are up there. Angles are definitely up there. No bullshit. I did a wingsuit rodeo the other day with Sam Drinkard. Shout out to Sam.
Shout out to the Drinkard boys.
That dude can fly his ass off on that wingsuit.
Yeah.
That I wish I had video on the back of his helmet looking at me because when I landed, my cheeks were killing me from laughing and smiling so hard.
It was that much fun?
Oh my God, that was the most fun I've had in a very long time.
So I've taken people on my back. I've never rode the wingsuit. I've always been the wingsuit.
It is totally. I'm assuming it's totally different. It is.
It's got to be different because it's like,
dude. Yeah, I pitched off his back. Just, I mean,
that's dope.
so cool.
You got the video?
Yeah.
Did you bring it? Fuck.
I did not bring it.
Oh, damn.
You know.
Hey, so check out this shot. This is when we jumped that C-47.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
So that's the plane in our intro, guys. That we were on that jump. It was so
Not a
nice.
DC-3, but like something.
It's a C-47.
47. Yeah, okay.
It's a DC-3,
like the military version.
but the military version is the C-47.
That
Same
was
plane.
cool. That was really
God, we had the trail plane with the smoke.
30 feet off the door.
He was right fucking there.
So cool.
It was so badass. And Mark Farr standing in the door with smoke.
Right.
So we had double smoke.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And landed in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
Man, life's magic.
That was
Mr.
awesome.
Levin.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So where can people find you and follow your journeys and your funness?
You know, I'm on Facebook. I don't post too much on like the Instagram and stuff, but I'm always putting stuff up on Facebook and pictures and videos. And
what if somebody wants to fly with you? How do they find you for coaching? Especially in the tunnel. He can teach
email,
free fly,
or,
all that shit, guys. You can take
you know, hit me up on email. It's greg.d.levin@gmail.com.
Sweet.
You know, shoot me a text or email or whatever, and come fly. Go shred.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. WazzyCircus Radio, thanks for joining us. Learn to skydive. It'll change your life. It saved mine. Have a good one, guys. Later. Yeah. We did it, son.
Yeah, let's go!
One day, man, I think I could cry. And when you fell on your back, lay flat, backtrack, look back, and track the